Okay, thanks very much for joining us again. I'm with Dave Rickwood from the Woodland Trust. Now this excavation is actually taking place on Woodland Trust land, so it's a real partnership between More Than Meets the Eye, who've provided the funding, the Woodland Trust on whose land we are right now, and also Natural England, who helped to manage this land around the farmstead. So Dave, thanks very much for taking the time to talk to me today.
No trouble.
So how important is it for the Woodland Trust to be aware of areas such as this of historic interest on Woodland Trust land?
Well, some of the important features on the whole site tend to be associated with that long legacy of history on the site.
Okay.
And as it happens, these areas are also really important in terms of biodiversity because they happen to be the areas that have been least disturbed over time.
I see.
So they tend to have plant assemblages and all sorts of other wildlife that's actually key to the vibrancy of the whole site. So actually having these features on the site is really quite exciting. It allows us to explore and investigate how the site has developed over time.
Right.
So understanding its history helps with understanding how we should manage it and maintain it in the future.
Okay, and you mentioned maintaining it in the future, and I think one thing that us as archaeologists are really keen to understand is perhaps how this area will be looked at and looked after after we as archaeologists have packed our bags and have gone back home.
Well, I guess from exploring the site in this way by actually undertaking a community excavation, it's obviously drawn a lot of people in, it's drawn a lot of interest.
It has, yeah.
And from that we can get a sort of feedback really from the people that have been involved.
Right.
Try to understand what they think is important about the site, not just what we feel is important, and how we should look after the site in the future. In practical terms, we'll probably look to remove some of the tree cover to protect some of the structures and prevent sort of further degradation. But generally, we'll allow the site to just recolonise, become back to nature as it were, and allow the sort of the excavations as it were to disappear gradually.
Yes.
But the other thing is we'd like to interpret the site, tell the story of the site, tell the story of the excavation and what we found out,
Yes.
and how people lived here, because people lived here 50, 60, 100, 200 years ago, and just understanding their lives and why they came here is a really fascinating, but B also it's a really important facet of the site not to be lost.
So thanks very much for joining us. It's a bit chilly here now, so we're off to get a cup of tea, and we'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching.
Thanks.